Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel, Crystal Empress 33. I'm back with a weekly reading. They want me to keep these a little shorter. I'm about to sneeze, so pay attention. There's something important coming, and I need to talk about these cards. All right, these came out in the pre-shuffle, and they told me to keep these, and there's going to be a multifaceted answer to this. I have some kind of white noise going on in the background because my children are out there watching a movie, and it's one of those ones that's just better to hear loud. So anyway, the card that came out is the Meerkat card, and it says responsibility, and the number is 16. They said the number 44 on the clock. They said the numbers are significant. It's related to people. So however that relates to somebody, and don't make it fit if this is not your message, okay? And then 24, and it is horse, which says freedom. Ooh. There's a spiritual message coming through with this, like very spiritual. I'm going to talk about in a second. No. Someone here needs to know that they have a child who is extremely gifted. This child right now to someone else. Okay, this is getting specific, but I got to say it. All right, I was going to read the message in the book, but let me say what I'm channeling. Responsibility. Someone here has a child with someone. You're not together. And this child is very sensitive. They're highly, highly gifted. They have very distinct skills and qualities, which, you know, others would call spiritual gifts, but all of us have this. It's just this child is naturally able to do this. And there's things about this child I don't know, they're not slow. It's like someone likes to keep up with the Joneses here. You know, they like to look the part, perform well. It's like they want to look like the elite. And they have a child who may be, needing help or on an IEP, and, an individualized education plan, something like that. And they need help, whether it's physical therapy, speech, occupational therapy, something like that. And this person is like, there's a parent here is getting embarrassed by their child, and this child is so sensitive that they are taking this in and they don't feel safe. It's like they can't give you the words, but they don't feel safe with this person. And it's because this parent needs some healing. All right. They're taking their anger and they're trying to put the pressure. They're putting pressure on this child to perform and do something. And it's like they speak really fast and they get really high with their voice. And this child is still trying to take in and comprehend what they're saying, but they are affected so much by the voice and the energy that's coming from this person that they just shut down and they feel fear. And they are afraid to say this to anybody. So, it makes me angry. But you know what? This kid's safe. They want you to know that. Something is shifting as far as the parental dynamics. I don't know if you have shared custody or if you're not the custodial parent, but that's shifting, that's changing. You will be full-time custodial parent because this person's about to have a can of whoop ass opened on them. And it's because of their own choices and doings, they're going about trying to be successful the wrong way. It's like they're going about it the wrong way. And it's causing undue stress on this person and a child. This is a couple that's not together, so this is very specific. It's causing undue stress on this child, and they're afraid, even if the child could fully name and that's what it is, something about speech or something here. If this child could name what was going on, they can't name specifically through a lot of words, but they can tell you how they feel. And how they feel is scared. And they get anxiety around this person, and it's because this parent, because their energy's really way up here. And when you have an emotional discord like that, where your energy's way up here, this child, and then your parent's energy's way down here, It's really affecting this kid. So just expect in the next few months for some big changes to happen. They want you to know there's some type of information that's coming your way that's going to help navigate this situation, and it's like an automatic win for you. Who, whatever parent you, because Taurus, I feel like you were the parent that wants this child and nurtured. It's like you know something's going on, but you don't know what, and nothing's really happened to where like authorities or CPS doesn't need to get involved or anything. It just feels like a child who's highly gifted needs to allow this parent to have some time to heal and then come back and mend what was done between them. Because there's here's what it is. This child needs stimulation, conversation, and things to go their way while this parent is trying to force this child to perform and do things their way. And when this child doesn't perform the way that they want, they get frustrated with this child and they take it out on this child. And this child is taking it and is hearing that message as, he doesn't love me or she doesn't love me. I'm unlovable. I'm stupid. There's something wrong with me. That's what this child is thinking. But when they're with you, they don't feel that at all. They are lighthearted, they're carefree, and they're fun. And they want you to know, like, even if, let's just say, you didn't stay in the energy that you need to stay in for this to come about, there would eventually be a situation where this person started the process for some type of custody where you would still win, but they started it. And when that would happen, that would be the only cases when CPS would step in, is if you don't handle a conversation tactfully. There's something about, I feel like this is kind of a continuation of the Aries reading, because they were talking about peace, needing peace to resolve a situation, and now they're bringing that up here. It's if you don't handle this tactfully, because there's going to be a conversation in the future, but it can go both ways. If you handle the conversation tactfully with fairness, things will go your way easily. But if you don't, it's like this person's going to end up calling CPS and saying you're a bad parent and getting emergency custody, and then you're going to go through a debacle. So it's like, pay attention to how you handle this conversation when it comes about. Because regardless, this child is going to end up with you, but it can go a smoother path or it can go a harder path. And that's your choice based on how you handle a situation. Right. I pulled right to this. Changes in your life. April, you could be dealing with an Aries or a Pisces. And then you have the goldfish, which is Pisces. But since I just mentioned the Aries reading, I would recommend you watching that first. Yeah, they're saying absolutely yes. Watch that first, because this is a continuation for that. It's kind of a spillover in, the energy waves. So 82 or 28 can be significant. I have seen that 3 or 4 times just in this reading. I saw it in my mind. I just saw it on the screen. Put my watch back on now that's charged. Gotta get those calories. No, I'm kidding. I am kind of obsessed with that. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. Okay, so there's also something, they don't want you to feel fear over this. They don't want you to feel fear over this at all. And I've got the moon here, Pisces energy. There's definitely an Aries and a Pisces going on here. I just heard Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius. And they tapped my right leg, so masculine energy for Aquarius. There's something about divine protection, and they need you to hear this and not feel fear over this. You have been saved from death more times than you would be able to count. If I don't care what age you are, it's like there's so many times where there could have been it's like it was a very near miss. And they want you to know, if you keep staying in alignment, it will always stay a near miss. All right. It's like you won't even know about it. You won't be afraid about it, afraid of anything. But there's something about diplomacy and peace and leadership needing to navigate this conversation. It feels like a job. Yeah, there's a job offer coming. Some type of shift in career that's coming for someone. And maybe that's why this dynamic, this conversation happens. Handling this with playfulness, peace, understanding, and listening is so important, okay? This child is going to be over the moon happy too. Look, I just said over the moon and there's a moon card. I didn't mean that. That just, you know what? I just saw 1031 on the clock, and when I picked my watch up, it was 1031 here. So I would look up that number. Okay, they just told me. So they want you to look at it like this. So 1031. So 1031. On the outside, you are bookending with ones. This is your doorway. There's a doorway you are walking through. It is new. It is tied to your money. It's a huge change. The 0 and the 3. The 3 is about communication and manifestation. You're manifesting this shift in your life. And the 0 is about choice. 0, universal choice. So with the 0, it is your choice how you communicate with that 3 to manifest the outcome for this. Okay? I love numbers. I don't know what, I can naturally it's like I can read with numbers. It's so, I don't know how to explain it. They just kind of flow through my head with sentences. It's hard to explain. I'm gonna make art to make that known in the future. It's lit. Look at you. Yeah, they want you to live in the moment, have fun, feel good. There's something you may not be able to go on a vacation right now. Look, I said Aries, and look what's there. Aries. Aries and Pisces. Holy shit, there's definitely an Aries and a Pisces here. Yeah. And look, then you've got Gemini. That's all about communication in the third house, which I was just talking about the number 3 being communication. Yeah. Okay. And then we have Neptune. Pay attention to your Neptune placement. It could be in the 4th or 5th house. And yeah, and so Neptune, I can tell you because I have Neptune in the 5th house. Neptune in the 5th house, Neptune is about sacrifice. And if it's in the 5th house, that is sacrificing a relationship. So it feels like you are sacrificing a relationship here between a parent child, a co-parenting situation. You're sacrificing that relationship to move towards your higher timeline and life purpose with your career. And it doesn't mean it's complete, it's permanent. It could be temporary, but it is definitely for now. Now didn't I say Sagittarius? Now I have freaking Sagittarius. Okay, so hold on. Let me see if I have a marker. It got wet and it came off. Let me. Oh, that one's too big. Hold on. Yeah, this one will work. Trying it so you can see it. Yeah, so I hope you can see that. See, it's Sagittarius. You see how it's there you go. See how it's a Sagittarius? So all 3 signs that I channeled just came out. Okay. Boom, I've been on fire. I really have, guys. I have been ascending, doing a lot of vibrational groundwork and healing a lot over the last week. This full moon in Capricorn. My south node is in Capricorn. My north node is in Cancer. So we had sun in Cancer and full moon in Capricorn. And it hit me to my core, baby. And it shifted some major things. So if you feel that, I would recommend, I don't know, the more I learn about astrology, the more I learn about myself. It is like a blueprint. It's a book telling you all about yourself. Like, oh, this is why I do that. And it gives you freedom. Lets you off the hook. If you're somebody you get in an argument and you constantly you get to a point where you just have to leave, you have to go. And I feel like that was this. I have to say this because it's coming through. If you were somebody who gets in an argument and it's like you are someone who needs space when you get into that argument because you need time to process, but that has been so misunderstood about you. Like people, you needing to go away and people are trying to force you, like, no, let's talk about this. And you know how you feel emotionally. And now that you are ascending, that you're learning that about yourself. Like, I wasn't wrong for not wanting to talk about it when they wanted to talk about it. I wasn't wrong for that. I just didn't honor how I needed to handle it. Like, I didn't know that me leaving was me needing time to process it and then revisit the conversation after I've dealt with my emotions. And it's things like that you will learn about yourself through your birth chart. That's pretty awesome. They said no more of these tarot. They want these. Ooh, baby, baby. Baby. I don't know why that. Na, 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 na. Who sings that? Oh, salt and pepper's here. Salt and pepper's here. That song is coming through. It just like started playing in my head. I haven't heard that in a long time. Okay. So maybe you're listening to that or you just heard that. Look, Cancer. I can't make this shit up. This just came out in the Aries reading and I mentioned Cancer and I said that somebody that was a Cancer, and I'm telling you, watch that first. 6:19 on the clock. That's my mom's date of birth in reverse, and she's my angel. She agreed to bite the dust first and transfer back to non-physical so that she could be my angel to help me ascend. Isn't that crazy? Her death was planned, y'all. Anyway, that's so great to be able to laugh about it and not feel that sting that I did years ago. Oof, it was tough. Anyway, in the Aries reading, if you're dealing with a Cancer, I was saying it's somebody from the past that wants to come back and apologize. They want you to be diplomatic. They want you to be peaceful. They want you to listen and also pay attention to their body signals and listen with your heart. They do want a fresh start. They will mention that. They want you to let this person down easily. They don't want you to let this person down, like, you did this and I can't go back to that. Rah, rah, rah. No, 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 nah, baby, nah. Like, I understand that you're in a better place. I'm in a better place, and I'll be honest, I'm not feeling this anymore. Like, we had a lot of passion in the past. We had a lot of pain in the past. But I will say, I feel like we were meant to be together, but we weren't meant to stay together. And that's how they want you to handle that conversation. And say it sweeter than I'm saying it. I'm kind of jacked up right now. My energy's been so high. And you know what? The crazy thing is, I know it's only going to get better. I used to get, and if you were somebody, I used to get frustrated by this point where I would say, when I would say, is it coming now? Is it ready? And they would say, nope, there's a little more. You could feel better. And I started getting frustrated with that. And I got, oh my God, how much more can I take of this shit, But now it's like when I start to feel good and I feel really good, the best I've ever felt, I'm like, oh my goodness, they are saying it gets better than this. And now I'm getting excited about it again. Where for a long time, I was just thinking, God, you know what? I don't care if it's better. Just give me something. And so if you're at that point, just know as you get happy, you stay in that energy for a stable amount of time to create some momentum. Yeah, slow and steady wins the race. This is something that's taken a long time for you, and they want you to know this is paying off. Okay, now they're telling me, ooh, you're going to get on it now. You ready? Are you ready for this bombshell? Let me drop the bomb on you, baby. Something was ready for you in April. April. You could have had some type of increase in your material wealth in April, but you were working through some, I just want to say raunchy energy because it makes me laugh. It was raunchy, it was a little, you had to kind of work through that in your heart space, which is great. But they want you to know it's still there, it's still ready, and it's still waiting for you. So this is there's something that you should be doing, or could be doing, I should say should, because it's your choice. There's something you could be doing right now. And if you would start doing that and living in the moment, not trying to figure out the future, not trying to dissect the past, if something from the past comes to you, let it come to you, process it, and then let it go with love. That's what they want you to do, okay? And then for the rest of the time, they're wanting you to do, there's something you could be doing. Yeah. And this is something that you put in your vortex before you came here. There's some type of skill or, I just heard art processes. I don't, that's a weird term. There's a process, there's something artistic you do or can do, and they want you to know there's a process to this. And you were in the beginning of that process, and you keep trying to push yourself to the end of the process. And when you look at other people's art, you are comparing yourself to them, and whatever form you're artists. There's a vast array of there's so many things that can be considered art. You could literally be a nail tech, and it's the art that you do. You know, it could be anything. But something here, you shoot yourself in the foot by not giving yourself a chance. It's almost like, are you afraid to be happy? Are you afraid? You are. Oh, you are afraid of your greatness. You're so used to being in this energy and bogged down that when you are shown something to make you happy, where you feel frisky, bold, vibrant, courageous, so you being in those energies, it kind of scares you because you think, oh my God, when's this going to fall apart? It's not going to fall apart. This is the time when it comes together. Something's been ready to manifest for you. This increase in your material wealth could have come to you in April. All right. So they want me to point out, it was ready for you in April. Okay. It was ready for you in April. It feels like a house. They're drawing a house in my mind. Okay. Now, this is interesting. They're drawing a house in my mind, but then they're drawing another house next to it, and then they're drawing floors on it. So it's like it's a big house. It's huge. So they want you to know this was ready for you in April. They knew that you would not be ready in April. They don't want you to beat yourself up for that. It was ready for you in April. So that information is just letting you know you're not waiting on someone else anymore. They're waiting on you. And when you align with your good vibes and living life in the moment and having fun and feeling frisky and like really loving that robust confidence that's pushing through your body, that is when this is coming to you. It feels like it could be, I just heard September. I heard September. There you go. September. September. Yeah. All right, y'all. I love you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love.